Hi, so welcome to Engine Evenings. So this is going to be a small series of not very regular videos, just when I get some time to come out to the garage after I finish work or after I finish doing little jobs around the house and so on, just do a bit of tinkering at engines and bits and pieces for the Mini, both for my own and for friends and so on as well. So basically, this engine I've had for a long time. I think it was in the boot of the Traveller when I first got it back in 97, 98. The Traveller was a barn find. I had a load of stuff just stored in it, and I'm pretty sure that the engine was included in that. So yeah, I've had it a long time anyway, but it's sort of sat in the corner of the garage. It's been collecting dust for years and years and years. It's gone through multiple house moves as well. But a few years ago, we did strip it down with the intent to do a rebuild on it, which never materialized. We stripped it to its component parts and put it in boxes, and that's as far as it got. So I decided to do something with it now. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I've been collecting parts over the last while for a future project car. So the idea behind that was to create a sort of a homage or a replica of my dad's old autographs Mini from back in the late 70s, but making it road legal and something I can use for auto tests, for retrospective rallies and so on, or even just to go out some evening for a bit of a blast up the road, even just nip into town to get a Mini magazine or something. So so the idea is to build this a little fast road Mini 1000, which is what this engine is. So this is a 1000. This is a Cooper engine from a Mark II Cooper. So the engine, I've done some research on the engine. So it is a 9FD SAH engine, which is a Cooper 1000. And with the numbering on this one, it makes it a Mark II. So it's a late Cooper 1000. It is completely original. It has never had any work done from what we can see, and it is in generally pretty good condition. I just give it a good clean off camera there, just to to blow off the dust that it's been collecting over the years. But I've had a good look at it, and the bores are actually in surprisingly good condition. If I grab a torch, if I can remember where I put my torch, here it is. So yeah, the bores are in really good condition. If I just take you off the tripod here and bring you over and see, can you actually see that? So you can see the bores are in pretty good condition. There's no major scoring or anything that I can see there. So I think, sorry about that, I accidentally turned off the camera. So yeah, I guess the engine is in pretty good condition. I don't think it's going to take a lot of work. A hone is probably all it's going to need. I don't think it needs to be rebored, although it is something we could look at. When the fact it's in its component parts that gets here, we could very easily do a plus 20 bore on it, which take it to 1016 cc, I think, in and around that 10, 12, 10, 16 cc. So that could be an option. These are original pistons out of it. Like again, they are completely standard. There's no markings on them showing them as being anything other than that. There's one I've cleaned, so yeah, it still has this Mohawk stamp on it. Over there. So yeah, it still has this Mohawk stamp on it. It doesn't have STD stamped on it for standard, but it doesn't have like plus 20 or anything that's stamped on it. So I'm pretty sure that these are standard, as is the bore. So all being well, yeah, even the bearings look good. So, but yeah, apart from a service of these here, some new piston rings, possibly that's all this engine needs. But if needs be, we can get new pistons for it as well. On top of that, we look at the cam. It's the original cam. Again, it's in very good condition. I think it'll clean up really well. There's no damage anywhere on it. I think it'll just a good clean, and we can reuse the cam. So yeah, that's a good sign as well. Although I think we probably will upgrade the cam to a Swift Tune or a Kent Fast Road, I mean SW5 or something similar. Or maybe have a chat to give Nick Swift a ring and have a chat about what he would suggest as well. So it would be a nice little Fast Road engine. The crank, again, this is the original crank. It is the 12A596, so again, it is a Cooper crank. Again, it's in good condition. It's a little bit dirty. I think nothing more than a reface in some places, just to smooth off any little bit of surface rust is on it. Obviously new bearings again, but crank can easily be reused, so no issues there. And I think we are in pretty good shape. The one other thing is the head. So this is the original head of the engine. So this is this 12G295 head. This is the head from this engine. It is one that I have been using for some time. I used it in the Rally Mini for a number of years. I think I had it in the car for about 6 years. Great little head. At the time, we completely reconditioned it. And again, it's got dust and sawdust and so on, a bit of crud from it sitting around the garage, but nothing that can't be cleaned. At the time, we put new springs in, new double valve springs, and the valves were all reseated. They were all lapped in, and it was actually in really, really good condition. We did get 20 thou taken off the head as well, so it was well polished and ported. So yeah, this little head is good to go again. Just a bit of a clean. Might take the valves back out again and relap them back in again, just make sure everything is good there. It's been out of the car for probably 3 years now, so it's been 3 years of collecting dust and dirt. So it would do no harm just to give it a once over, make sure it's good again. But yeah, possibly a set of roller rockers, although the original rockers rocker gear is in good condition. In some ways, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But we could reuse them. Again, the spec of this engine hasn't been fully settled yet. We may do some more upgrades, so maybe a set of roller rockers, 1.3 roller rockers, something in it as well. So if we possibly bore it plus 20, we put a Swift Tune cam in it, we put the roller rockers on it, so it should be a fairly good going little engine. And the idea is not to have a really competitive, really fast engine, one we could just have a good fun in, have a bit of crack in, and yeah, just get out and enjoy without being too worried about it. So gearbox wise, again, that's still to be decided. It depends on the car we get. I do have a rod change box and a remote change box sitting over in the corner of the garage here as well, so either can be used. I have a reconditioned rote gear change sitting up on the shelf here as well. So of all the parts that I need for the remote, there's also a quick shift that I got recently sitting over on the shelf as well for a rod change. So I'm kind of, depending on what car I get, depending on which gearbox I use, probably going to be rod more than likely. This was made it to a rod change in the past as well. Other ideas are for fueling. Do we go single carb or twin carbs? I'll just show you a set of twins that I got. 1 second, I'll nip over and grab them. Okay, so I was able to get these twin inch and quarters HS2s at the local auction house just in the village. I got them for £5. I was amazed that nobody else was bidding on these. They were in really, really bad condition. I mean, they were completely grew up, but like £5 for a set of twin carbs, absolutely unheard of. But I stripped them down, I've tidied them up, and I've rebuilt them, loosely rebuilt them, just to make sure everything was there and what needed to be replaced. So there's a couple of elements of it need to be replaced, but for the most part, it's all there, and it's in good. It's all in. I've been able to get it all freed up now. Throttle and the chokes are all free. There's no real dirt in it. I mean, it's I can't get over that I was able to get a set of twin carbs for £5. These will definitely get redone. They'll definitely get refurbished, and I'll have them for something. I would love to use it on this engine. I think it would suit the engine. It is a Cooper engine. It'd be nice to have a set of twin carbs, which a Cooper would have had as well. So that will more than likely happen. So more than likely, I will take these down for a little trip to Fermanagh to see Mervyn Johnson. So if you don't know who Mervyn Johnson is, he's also known as the Tully Hammond Flyer. So Mervyn is a real mini man, really knows his stuff about minis. He won the 1964 Circuit of Ireland in the production class. So he knows his way around minis and has been in minis for a long time. So as you know, 64 was a very important year for Mini, especially for Northern Ireland. So Paddy Hopkirk from Northern Ireland, from Belfast, won obviously in 33 EJB, the Monte Carlo Rally in 64. But then closer to home, I mentioned Mervyn Johnson won the production class in the Circuit of Ireland. But the overall winner of the Circuit of Ireland that year was Ronnie McCartney, again in a Mini as well. So so 64 was a very important year for minis, and Mervyn Johnson, I said, is still building minis, mostly to Manx spec. So yeah, little trip down to Fermanagh to get those carbs done up is definitely going to be well worth the trip, because he did the engine in the Traveller, did the carbs and all for that as well, and that little car's running sweet as a nut. So it would be a shame not to pay Mervyn another visit and even go down for the crack. He's a wealth of information, and well worth the visit. So, digressing a little bit, so there we are. That's kind of where we are with this. As far as kind of going, I want to just check the engine over, check all the parts over, see what they're like, and see is this even a viable option, which I think it is. But I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on this. This is a little side project, just if and when I have time. Like I said, I'll go out, I'll do a little bit of tinkering with it, I'll film what I can, if I forget to put the camera on, I'll give you an update at a later date. So the idea will be that this will be fitted into a replica of my dad's old Autograss Mini. Hopefully get Dad involved in helping with this project, and whenever the car itself is finished, Dad and me will get out and do a few rallies on it. So it'd be great to have that done, and I think this is going to be a great little project, and I'm just glad to have something else to work out back in the garage again. So this is project number 1 of Engine Evenings. I am also helping a friend with another head build for an engine, for another 1000, actually another 12 G295 head being done up. It's currently in the engineering shop at the minute. We'll maybe do a little video just of building it up or something as well. And on top of that, he's also asked for assistance in a project car of his own. So might even make it onto Engine Evenings as well, and we can even expand a little bit as well. So other than that, I'm just going to finish my coffee, and we'll call it a night. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this series of this video. Hopefully this will become a more regular series, maybe not every week, but we'll do what we can. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.